Mr. President, it has been a long time since we have been together in an opening ceremony. I hope you are as excited about not only this day, but the prospects of our working here together in a safe, healthy environment for the entire term. So welcome back to everyone. So good to see you. And it's just wonderful for us to kick off the new year and our new session with our new Lieutenant Governor, Antonio Delgado. Give him a round. Joined by his wonderful partner, his wife, Lacey. Good to see you again. Thank you. We have something in common. They have twin boys. I have twin grandsons. So like we already bonded over all of that. But I want to thank you and congratulate you. I'm looking forward to working with you. And of course, I want to congratulate the governor, Governor Hochul, on her historic victory and inauguration as, again, the first woman to ever be elected as governor in New York. It's a remarkable note to start 2023 with. And of course, talking about remarkable women, I want to give a special thanks to my friend, Judge Kathy Davidson. She is the Dean of the Judicial Institute. Thank you, Kathy, for swearing me in today. Westchester in the house. And also from my home city, Yonkers, my friend, Reverend Carell. Thank you so much, Father Carell. I know it's Father Carell Angelo. For your opening prayer and for reminding us that not only do you pray for us every day, but we pray, all of us, for wisdom. And certainly, we join you as you mark 1 year of this terrible war in Ukraine. I wanted you here because it's important that we remember the tremendous struggle and sacrifice that ordinary people endured and continue to endure to protect these freedoms. So I know all of us hope that the courage of the Ukrainian people continues and certainly continues to remind us of the importance of our institutions and that none of this can be taken for granted. Father Carell, again, thank you. God bless Ukraine. God bless the people of Ukraine. God bless all of us in America, but also Ukrainian Christmas is happening this on Sunday. So Merry Christmas as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We can all use an extension of Christmas, right? And, we talk about the institution, so, we talk about this chamber. And part of what makes this institution so strong is our incredible members. A special shout out to my outstanding supermajority. That would be you. And again, I want to welcome everybody, senators, staff, to our chamber in this new session. And also I want to give a special welcome to another person who is in this chamber who used to serve with us, my county executive from Westchester. I got to go back to Westchester. Former Senator George Latimer, Westchester County. Thank you, George. All right. And of course, to my extraordinary deputy, Senator Mike Gianaris. Thank you. Thank you for your work on the floor. You and Senator Lanza managed to keep these things going, and I do thank you. And I thank you, as you know, for the partnership that we've had and continue to have and will always have over these many, many years So much of the good things that happen because of the work that you do as well. So thank you so much, Senator Gianaris. And so while many of you are familiar faces, I wanted to, we talked about history and contact, so I wanted to welcome our newest, first, all-woman class of Democratic senators. Have my ladies stand up. Senator Monica Martinez, Senator Ewen Chu, Senator Jessica Scarcella-Spanton, Senator Natalia Fernandez, Senator Leah West, Senator Kristen Gonzalez. We keep making history in this chamber. And I said, I know that we have welcomed, I don't know how many all-male classes into the Senate and into the Assembly. So this is a historic first. Not the great men didn't run and win, but on the Democratic side, we have all, 6 brand new all-female senators. And so thank you for, again, keeping that history going. And I know Senator Scarcella-Spanton has a senator in waiting. You brought your daughter. So thank you so much. Each of them bring a unique and diverse perspective to the conference. And I'm just excited to continue to work with them and, again, all of you, and, in making sure that we continue with our history-making sessions. I'm going to thank my colleagues across the aisle and welcome your new members as well. Let me just, wave so, because you said your names, but some of you are returning. Hi. Hi, yeah, don't be shy. In the last time you got sworn in, it was COVID, and so I didn't see anybody, I didn't know you. And I felt like, I'd run into you in the elevator hall and I wouldn't know that. But again, hopefully we will all be able to gather together often, and I will get to know all of you as well. And again, special thanks to your leader, Senator Ort. It has... we have developed a relationship basically because I take your calls and you take mine, and we always, try. I try not to blindside folk, and I think that makes sense in order to make sure that we are doing what we have to do on behalf. But thank you also for your remarks. We all grieve the loss of life in Western New York, and again, when you're talking about the football player, I believe, all of us realize how fragile life is and how important it is that we do the best we can every day, but also remember that everybody doesn't, you just never know. So thank you for, the words, and I think that it's a good way to start remembering not only the fragility, but also our families. And that's why I said I wanted to introduce every single one of mine, because yes, they each have a special place, as all of you do. So thank you for being here. None of what we will embark upon could be possible, and I know all of us as legislators know this, without the powerhouse of our staffs. And I want to just make sure everybody knows my senior staff and their teams, because they work so hard. So let me point out my counsel, Eric Katz. Wave, Eric. my finance director, David Friedfeld. Dave. Communications director, Mike Murphy. The guy everybody blames. I know, hiding in the back. And the director of intergovernmental affairs, Loren Amor. And I want to give a shout out to Jonathan Alvarenga, who keeps my train going, and my staff in both my Albany office and my district office, because you all make my life so much easier, and you help me to represent my constituents in the way that they expect me to. So again, let's give a clap for all of our staff. so important to do. And also, the keeper of this chamber and making sure it all goes smoothly is my secretary of the Senate, Alejandra Paulino. Where's Ali? ¿Dónde está Ali? Oh. Thank you, Alejandra. She'll be sworn in again later. And of course, you know, we all need to be safe, and so I thank our Sergeant at Arms, Ben Sturgis III, and your crew. Also known, I'm going to do this to also known as Big Ben, but he makes sure that we are all safe. Today marks the beginning of the 5th legislative session under our current majority. New Yorkers sent us here to change the way business is done in Albany, and we have risen to the challenge. We've passed historic legislation. Senator Gineris was ticking some of it off. We've passed this legislation to strengthen our voting laws, to protect women's reproductive rights, protecting women's rights and freedoms. We protected our LGBTQ+ New Yorkers, immigrants. We fully funded our public schools, and we laid the foundation for a modern green economy that grows from the bottom up and the middle out. With the help of our federal government, we guided our state through a devastating pandemic and on the path to emerging from its wreckage even stronger. The people of our great state responded to our transformative agenda by sending us back to Albany, not only with a historic majority, but with 2 unprecedented supermajorities in a row. Now we return to this chamber with more work to do. There are new challenges, new opportunities ahead of us, and New Yorkers have given us a mandate to tackle them with bold, thoughtful approaches that we've been able to demonstrate since day one. Today, we know some of our issues. We see families across our state being stretched from both ends. We know that they feel uncertain about how to protect themselves and secure their livelihoods as the cost of living continues to surpass average incomes. The affordability crisis touches every nerve in our communities and underpins most of the hardships New Yorkers are facing. We see it most acutely in the current housing shortage that's devastating New Yorkers across the state, leaving many to wonder if they'll be able to make rent, let alone buy a house. The current market is failing to provide adequate supply and leaving too many families without a roof over their head. It's time for we as lawmakers to step in with corrective actions that will keep real estate development competitive and meet the growing need, while protecting tenants and homeowners from being priced out of their neighborhoods. We need a transformative statewide housing policy that can address this issue and its spillover effects, from New York City to my home county of Westchester, to Long Island, to upstate, and everywhere in between. This is the only way to guarantee that supply can continue to meet the people's demand. Having shelter and a rent you can afford or a mortgage you can pay off are the building blocks for a safe and prosperous life. If we can tackle this problem, we will inevitably solve its offshoots as well, which includes ongoing concerns regarding crime and public safety. We're listening to the real fears New Yorkers have about their communities, and we understand that perception is powerful. But we have to remember that crime will not be solved with a single solution. Public safety and justice can go hand in hand, and it's important to ensure that true criminals are the only ones being punished. For that to happen, we need a multifaceted approach that targets the sources of crimes as well as its symptoms. You can't address the public safety crisis if you don't also address the educational crisis. Access to high-quality schooling is the key to greater prosperity and stability for our children. Through our conference's work on expanding foundation aid and finally paying the money owed to our schools under the CFE lawsuit, allocating billions to SUNY and CUNY, and fighting for greater diversity in school staffing, we've begun to transform public education in our state and to help make communities better off. We've also invested historic funds in providing both daycare services and pre-K for working families, all to help ease the pressure on parents and kids. We'll continue to fight for increased funding, modernized infrastructure, staffing support, and stronger resources to ensure that every child has access to a world-class education and a pathway to a brighter future. Supporting our communities from the ground up, stopping crime before it starts is the surest way to build a better New York. But it requires additional resources, including to our healthcare system and medical infrastructure, so that everyone receives help as soon as they need it. Not only will we be expanding our efforts to support safety net hospitals and essential workers, but we'll be reinforcing our investments in mental health treatment and crisis care, because people should be treated in hospitals before prison cells. Investing for tomorrow has always been at the core of our efforts. That's why we fought to pass some of the strongest climate legislation in the country, because we can't give our children the world if our planet is uninhabitable. Last year, the voters passed our monumental $4.2 billion Environmental Bond Act, and we made notable headway on our ambitious emission reduction goals. This year, we will continue to pass protective legislation that cleans up our landscapes, prioritizes sustainable energy, improves our infrastructure, and builds a greener future for generations to come. And we will broaden our efforts to strengthen New York from the base by injecting greater resources into small businesses and local economies, supporting our families, creating new jobs and opportunities for everyone in every turn. Our approach casts a wide policy net and targets the central issues affecting New Yorkers. We will embrace real solutions while rejecting false choices. In the Senate Majority Conference, we believe that you can encourage more development and protect tenants and homeowners. We believe that you can have safety and justice. We believe you can invest in improving our present circumstances and build a more prosperous, sustainable future for our children and grandchildren. That's why I'm eager to open this 2023 legislative session. And as we roll up our sleeves and start on another year, we will make sure that we are always focused on serving our constituents. I look forward to working with this impressive Senate, our remarkable staff, and our partners in government to continue accomplishing the people's work. Happy New Year. Let's get to work. Thank you.